Welcome, hello everybody. Look at all these beautiful POTA people. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to take a real quick poll for my own benefit. How many activators? Wow, look at this. Wow, you guys, that's awesome. And activators normally are chasers. Chasers?
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. All right, who's brand new to POTA and doesn't know anything about what's going on here? All right.
Nice.
Wow.
Welcome to POTA. Thank you so much. This is very exciting. This is our second year here at our Hamvention. We also went down to Hamvention, and that was really exciting too. Look at all my friends. I love the call sign hats, and I know who you are. That's great. Awesome. All right, Parks on the Air. Really, everything you need to know you can find out at parksontheair.com to get started, but I'm going to walk you through the basics here. So Parks on the Air, we are a 501c3. That means your donations are tax deductible. We encourage portable operations from basically our public lands, state, national, provincially managed. Now that we have Canada in our game, what we like to say is that we have a large set of references and a small set of rules. And we welcome you to join us, activator, chaser, or both. So a definition also, activators are the amateurs that go out to the parks and operate. Hunters, also known as chasers, those are the folks that try to contact the activators. And references, this is the list of valid parks in the POTA system that you can go and operate from and rack up, I guess, what we call our big internet points, right? You know, with our leaderboard. It isn't really a leaderboard, but we do keep score.
It's not a contest.
Right, that's what it is. It's not a contest, but it's a leaderboard. Separated by year. That'd be nice. I understand that there may be a station set up next to the Fisher Cables in the tailgating area for POTA people.
We're going to work on that.
All right.
Not yet. By the end of the day.
By the end of the day. Perhaps a place for us to all gather. Fisher Cables is N3VOP, also a POTA activator. You stop by and say hello to him. Enthusiastic participant of the program. So who is POTA? We are a small group of people that decided we wanted to build a fun game, something interactive, using the latest technology, and so that we could manipulate our scores or manipulate the database to show. You're going to fix that in post, right?
Nope.
Way to go, Jules.
So that we could display the data in ways that were relevant and make sense to us. And because we can control the database, we can do that. We can show you where you made your contacts, how you're doing, what the leaderboard looks like, sorted all different ways. All the park references, you can go in and see who activated it before. So if you have questions, you can contact them and get in contact with them. So yeah, we're a small group of people. We've got professionals. Tom is our database security admin. Mike back there, Whiskey Mike Sierra Charlie is one of our developers. Vance, also another developer. I don't think we've got anybody else here on the admin. I do the merchandise, and I like to talk nice about POTA wherever I go. So that's pretty much what I do. And so now POTA is all of us. This is old numbers. 1,500 was from back in when we were in Florida. But I think we're pushing 2,000 registered users now at parksontheair.com. And we have references in USA, Canada, we've got England, we're working on France, we have Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and I think we're working on Costa Rica. And Puerto Rico has been really active too, which is really exciting to get those people Papa 4 stations. So how to join the fun? parksontheair.com, hit the dashboard, use one of these to log in. If we don't store passwords, we authenticate against social accounts that you already have. So it's not another password to remember. You can talk.
If you don't happen to have a Google, Amazon, or Facebook account, you still can create a username and password, and Amazon stores those. So it's not that you're trusting us with your password, you're trusting Amazon with it.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and open up the dashboard so folks can see what the dashboard looks like. and what it looks like to log in. All right, so there's your login. Looks like we'll get Tom logged in here. Is it set up with your account? Hopefully. This is what it looks like. Continue with your social account. Super easy. Not super easy because we're on a new network with a new computer, and of course now it's not going to log in. Show us in. Can you open up stats and we'll just show them stats? So here's the awesome thing that we have here at POTA. Park stats.
I can actually log in. If I, no, it's not going to let me. Live demos never work for me.
Oh no.
All right.
It's okay, we like the POTA stats.
Right. So park stats. Here you can find parks. Here's where you're going to find your locations under Find Parks. You can look them up by state. We'll check out Alabama. Look at all those parks in Alabama not activated yet. Look at all those 0 activation parks. And you can sort it by queues. You can sort it by number of activations. You can look at the park where someone has operated for fun and see that hasn't been operated from since 2016. Somebody needs that park. You should go out and do it. So that's the little demo of what we've got going on here. We'll go back to the presentation. Appreciate you helping me with this. So this is the reference map, a little bit of the reference map. Each red dot is a reference that you can activate from. And Alaska, we have someone going to Alaska, I believe in June. So if you've worked all states, I know he LOTWs and grids and does all that stuff. And I know I need Alaska for worked all states POTA, so we're really excited we're going to be following along with him. And I hope he goes QRO. All these dots are valid locations that you can operate from. You can find a listing of our DX parks. We don't have we're working on the maps, but here's Southern Ontario. Very exciting. All the red dots there are part of this year's program, Canadian National Parks on the Air. You can find more out about that. It's a little bit different from POTA, but in most ways, in like 90% of the ways, it really meshes with our program. So we've decided to support them in their one-year operating event. So if you want to head over and operate those parks, there's a big contingent of people who are really looking to collect those parks. CNPOTA.ca, I believe, is their website. Check it out for more information. What do you need to activate a POTA reference? Basically, you need your portable station. You need your radio. You need your license, portable antenna, portable power. And those are the things that we seem to get the questions most about, are portable power and what antenna. Really depends. It's a personal preference. Where are you going to go? How much space do you have for your antenna? Are you QRO, QRP? What are your battery needs? Those are the kinds of things that we really can't answer for you until you get out in the field and you start playing around and figuring out how much battery power you're going to need. But you can do it anything from a deep cycle marine battery to BioNO, which is the plug-and-play option that many people opt for too. And you have to have a desire to have fun. How do you activate a POTA reference? 10 simplex QSOs on one Zulu day. This includes the work bands, any simplex mode, no terrestrial repeaters, satellite contacts are valid for POTA. We, of course, recommend operating in the general band for U.S. hams. This is where we have the most activity. This has been a little difficult for our Canadian operators because the bands are a little different for them. We ask someone to QSY up to a frequency that you have, that your privileges allow, they normally will do that for you. We want to cast the widest net. We want to catch the most people to get all the chasers in our log. So there's no specific exchange. We also get asked this a lot too. You don't even have to call CQ POTA. You don't have to tell people that you're in a park. But frequently we have, if people get their pattern, they figure out how they want to call CQ. It really only matters a specific CQ if you want to use the service that we have where you put yourself on the spotter, and if you're a CW operator, and you call CQ a particular way, which I'll get to that in the next slide, and then RBN will pick you up, and our POTA spotter will then let everybody know where you're at and what part you're at. No specific exchange. Log the date, time, band, mode in any logger that will export to ADIF and submit it to your coordinator. You find out who your coordinator is at parksontheair.com. Another question we have a lot is about logging and logs and how to log. And that's just another challenge everybody's going to have to overcome to make sure they can they can export an ADIF that POTA will accept. You can work with your call areas. You can work with any of the people in the Facebook group, on the Slack group. We've got a lot of help for you folks. And I offer this good example for a file name to keep track of, so that when you're looking through your logs and you need to find something, this is how I find it best to set up your logs. I start with the date, and then my call, and then my park number. And then you just keep a file running, and every time you submit one, I put that into a file. It's not necessary, but this gives your call area coordinator all the information they need when you email your log to put it into the right place and to double check it for you. So how do you call CQ? CQ Parks on the Air. This is Kilo 8 Victor Oscar X-ray, operating portable from, and you give your reference. You can do that, but like I said, it's no requirement, but it will get you more attention if you do call CQ Parks on the Air. If you want to put yourself on the scheduler over at parksontheair.com, this is what I was talking about with the RVN. If you repeat your call in that format, RVN will pick you up. It'll push you right to our spotter. Our spotter, fantastic. This is our spotter here. This is the form that you would open to put in the spot. Now this goes directly to the POTA spotter. This does not propagate spots out to anywhere else other than the POTA spotter. What I find is into our Slack channel. So this is your first line. These are the people that are hunting. They're sitting at the computer. They have their Slack alerts turned on, and as soon as you show up on the spotter, they're going to come and find you. If you want to also spot to the DX clusters, spot with just the park number, like Kilo 1234, and the POTA spotter will then scrape that spot off of the clusters and put you on our dedicated POTA spotter. Yes.
I'm just curious, for POTA people, what's the proportion of folks using phone versus CW?
We're about 28% CW operations, CW QSOs, and the balance being sideband. Very small percentage of data, but more all the time. FT8, RIDI, PSKs, there's a lot of different digital modes that folks are working. Those are, it's smaller, but it's a very growing segment. All right. Why would you enjoy portable activations? Well, for me, I've got a high noise floor in the city. I've got a very compromised antenna stretched out as far as I can, and operating portable gives you opportunities for lower noise floors frequently, but not always, depending on your park. And a lot of right-of-ways for power companies that have been made into recreation areas. A lot of you're close to water where there are power plants and nuclear plants and all kinds of things. But very often there are these beautiful views. Every activation has different challenges, as you'll know. This doesn't apply to everybody. There are folks who drive into a park with their mobile setup, all set up, ready to go. Really all they're having to deal with is local noise and the solar noise. But those of us that go out and set up different kinds of antennas, it's amazing the way that different terrain can affect your portable antenna. And it also, as you do it more and more, you can decide to take different antennas and you can kind of guess what antenna is going to work best in what location. That's the thing that I love about portable operation is the experimenting. If you put up that antenna, don't make any cues, well, put up another one and see what happens then. It's perfecting your portable radio kit, getting it out, dusting it off, making sure your batteries are topped off. And there are folks that go out every weekend. There are folks that go out during the day and during the weekday. It makes you a better operator. The more you use it, the sharper your skills stay. You'll make friends everywhere. I have been doing POTA for about 2 years now, and I feel like I have friends all over. And when they call me on the radio, it is like nothing else. I just light up, and they light up to hear me, and they love to hear me. And you get chasers that know I can usually catch her at the parks that she's at, the antenna she runs, the location she's operating from. So you'll get chasers who run to the radio to try to get you, which is really exciting because I don't normally schedule any of my activations. I'm just kind of on the fly. I might do this part, I don't know. So that's really fun. And you become the DX. And these solar conditions that we're having right now, it is amazing to be able to make as many contacts as we're making, even if they're not as long distance. And to get those long distance contacts, you really got to put in the hours, you got to put in the time to be at the park, and you have to work the gray land and know what the propagation is looking like from Alberta to Michigan, and so becoming the DX is really the fun thing. There's a lot of DX chasers that join POTA and have said to me, "This is way more fun than chasing DX." How spectacular is that? I couldn't believe that compliment. That was amazing. Other reasons people enjoy POTA is accessible. Unlike the wildly successful program in POTA, we have more references. They're closer to population centers. You don't have to drive 8 or 9 hours. Like in Michigan, we've got over, something like 200 references in Michigan, but we only had 5 POTA references. This really makes it a lot more accessible to people. Many of them you can drive right in. Now, the big thing about POTA is that you can operate however you want and whenever you want. We have Kilo November 4 by Quebec Radio down in Florida. It's a rapid contest style. He'll go to 8 or 9 parks in a day, and you got to get him. The time to get Justin when he's at the radio and you're at the radio. Or we've got, I think, Whiskey 6 Golf Mike Tango, who is a campground host up in the forest, up in Minnesota. And he'll chase, and he's going to be there all season, calling CQ and chasing parks. So you can rack you from a campground. You can go quick and fast. You can use only the POTA spotter. You can come to our Facebook page and not even get spotted and just spot yourself on the Facebook page. This is a wonderful thing about our social media is that we're really interactive in there. We accept logs from any time. If you have outstanding POTA logs that you activated, send them in. We'd love to have them. If you chase POTA, you probably have confirmed contacts already in our system. Sign up and check it out. Our stats pages and on all of our maps, everything's under continuous development, latest technology. We're super proud of everything that we're doing, and we're happy to have you guys along with us. The POTA quotes are my favorite. It combines everything I love to do. People are always very surprised to find out, well, I have a couple state parks right by me. I didn't even know that. This is what it's about, bringing awareness to operating outdoors, to our public lands, to our spaces, having amateur radio out in the world. So people can come by and ask you, is that a fishing pool? How do you get that thing under a bridge? Right? Our spider beam, the telescopic spider beam, that's the one we get a lot. And one of my favorites, 2 people they're walking by. Hey, what is that? So it's an amateur radio antenna. And she smacked him and said, I told you so. And they just keep walking. Yeah, that was really cool. That was really sweet. And then a lot of the hunters follow us along. Sometimes we turn on our APRS so you can track our vehicle and you see where we're at. Hunters chasing at home like to look up where we're at and read about it, and we'll share pictures and stories. Activator awards, of course. PDF awards, who doesn't love them? Available for everybody. This is an Activator Bronze Award for activating 10 parks. These are all automatic. It will show if you register at Parks on the Air. These will show up in your mailbox. Park-to-park contacts. Ooh, these are my favorite. These are people out doing what I love to do in the park, and contacting them is just a thrill. Calling park to park. Kilo 8, Victor Oscar, calling park to park, and boy, you hear that, and go park to park. Bring the park. We love that thing. It's always phenomenal. We also, to encourage people to operate multiple times from individual parks, we have awards for what we call our repeat offenders. And we'll have people announcing they're going out to repeat offend. And we'll look for them on the spotter, and we'll try to rack up their numbers. And Cheetah is also a very exciting one, where there's a specified number of parks in a day that you operate from in one time period. It takes a lot of planning, takes a lot of skill, takes a lot of energy, and you got to pack the right snacks. So kudos to everybody. I think I've gotten 3 radar awards. Is it 5, 3? How many radars do you have, you know? Over 10. Very nice. Very nice. They're hard. So how does it work for hunters? Could not be simpler. Create an account, the queue. If you feel it in your heart to spot this activator, please do so with the part numbers. And no log submission is necessary. Just check your dashboards. Here is a little snapshot of my recent dashboard. And this is found under my hunted QSOs. You can see who I contacted. Any of those folks here? November 9 Osterina. Right there. CW. Yes, very nice. I'm very proud of myself.
Tell them why.
Because I can almost talk another language.
You did all right.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks for picking me up. Why would you enjoy hunting POTA activators? Well, we're out there, POTA activators are out there trying to meet a personal goal. Either it's to make 10, it's to make 10 contacts at 6 parks, it's just to get out there and have fun and talk to their friends. So every time you contact a Parks on the Air operator, you're helping them reach their goals. It's an easy, short contact. Oh, I love it when a new operator calls me and they say, stroke Alpha Golf as their call sign. And then they say, oh, the piece of resistance, you're my first HF contact. Oh, yes. Welcome to the sport. And that's the beauty of POTA. Our exchanges are short, most of us. Some of us a little more chatty. But you can listen in. We're going to be there a while. Our exchanges are short. They're very easy. It's obvious what's going on. Sometimes somebody will get to the front of the line and be like, is this a special event station? What's going on here? Just check out parksontheair.com, or I direct them to my QRZ page where I have all the information about what's really going on here. We have comprehensive stats and awards, no log submission, which is, so there's no matching up of times the way there are in other programs. Again, makes you a better operator, keeps your skills sharp, you can hunt that. You know, oh, let's see, 20 meters, yeah, it might be open. Let me run to the radio, see if I can't catch this Alberta part. Just the knowledge that comes with the operating and hunting and knowing who you can catch where. And you can hunt as little or as much as you want. Don't even have to register to play. We'd love to have you registered so we can track all of our activity. But just throwing a cue to any parks program activator would be greatly appreciated. You can help also hunters. This is great. You can help activators by relaying things. You have a park-to-park calling. Copy on somebody, that's a fantastic thing to help somebody out with. If you're a big gun with your beam and you can hear both, you have a park-to-park calling. If someone says they're going to QSY in a couple minutes, maybe you can hang around, find out where they QSY to. Just this morning, I was trying to get Pete, Kilo Zero Bravo Kilo, who's operating in Senior POTA, on the remote, so I remote into my own radio station at home that Tom has set up for us, trying to make this contact. And I doubled, and I heard Victor Echo 3 Zulu November, one of our good chasers, you doubled. All right, well, let me come back, right? I know Pete's only going to be there for 10 minutes, so I came back and we made the queue. That is the kind of Elmering that happens. As you spend more time on the band, these are the things that you hear, and you know somebody really wants this part, and you can kind of assist them. And we did make the queue, and I did make it in the log. Tips for hunting. We've got a POTA scheduler, works like a charm. Follow our social media. If you're not on Facebook, you can join the Slack channel. Facebook is a great way, though. That's where people decide, well, I'm going to go out to a park. Or I saw a park sign, I'm going to turn here. I'll be on the air in 10 minutes. Those things happen very quickly there. So it's a lot of fun. If you have time and chance to check it out, you can create a Facebook account and not do anything else other than POTA if you're anti-Facebook. If not, watch the spotter. All of our top hunters spot all the time. DS code of contact, probably obvious. Please use phonetics, QRS if you can, and spot to the POTA spotter. And this is important. If you're going to spot to the clusters, POTA and our park number, Kilo-1234, whatever the park number is, or Victor Echo, or Yankee Bravo, whatever the prefix is to the park that you're chasing. There's your hunter tips. Also, of course, beautiful PDF awards available for our hunters. Multiple parks, number of parks chased, parks for working all the references in one state. I think we only have one hunter who has worked all the references in one state, and that's Whiskey ZST. I believe the state's Missouri, where Brian, Kilo Zero Alpha Tango Zulu, operated all Missouri parks. It's a group effort. We can't do this on our own. Top activator challenges, not even activator, but hunter with the terrestrial conditions and the solar weather. Wow, it's been crazy these past couple days. Just wild swings of QSB. That's going to be your biggest challenge. Your failure, again, you're going to want to bring doubles, extra cables, extra connectors, second battery, so power source. Anything that you think. I think I roll around with on average about 8 antennas in my car at all times. Local QRM, that's something you're not going to, you're either going to have to power through that or you're going to have to choose a different location. I think most people choose to just power through it and get on to the next part. But when you roll into a park, try not to set up under the power lines. That's the best thing, the best advice I can offer you for the new activators. Being unable to self-spot. You're out in a place with no cell service. Oh, you better hope one of our hunters finds you. And they usually do, but you got to give us a heads up. Either put yourself on the scheduler, or you can announce on Facebook or Slack, hey, I'm going out. Here's where I think I'm going to be. Here's when I think I'm going to be. And you can let one of our hunters actually hunt. Very exciting. We'll spin the dial and come up on somebody calling parks on the air. And they say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you found me. Please spot me. And then to listen to them and hear the call start to run in there's a little difference between a chaser and a hunter. The hunters really focus in and they really try to pick you out and they really try to find you. So we can't recommend enough for new activators to come onto Facebook and join us or use the scheduler or activate the first couple times from a place you know you have cell service. Or get yourself a Wii Boost. That's worked for a lot of people too. And so the last challenge, difficult staff. We hear this a lot. This comes up a lot in topics. People are very afraid that they're going to go and going to get kicked out of a park. I've operated in 2 countries and 200 parks and never had trouble. The one time in a national wildlife reserve, it was a little dicey on whether or not I was going to get permission. They're already doing a lot of stuff. I don't want to try to explain amateur radio to them. So then I said, well, you know, I'm here bird watching. Immediately. And then I'll tell my friends on the radio what birds I see. Immediately. You could see it soften in his face. Have you seen the shovelers down on Pool Ave? You let them know. Tell them to come here. It's a great place. So I had to use that just one time. But other than that, I've never really had any difficulty. I would say to activators, be careful. Know where you can put stakes in and where you can't. At national wildlife reserves, historical sites, archaeological parks, things like that, I would be 100% self-contained. I wouldn't put any stakes in the ground. And sure wouldn't, and I think one of the things I heard of is somebody putting a wire in a tree at a national wildlife reserve, and that did not go well. So someone came by and was very upset with him.
I'd like to say one thing
Yeah.
about wildlife reserves. Those are not park rangers. Those are federal law enforcement
Right.
agencies, and they just carry a badge and a gun and have arrests.
Right.
I have activated at the park where it's got trouble. The guy came up to me. We were talking to him. He wanted to make sure it was okay. He said he would come back and tell us if we had to leave.
Okay.
He left us alone. So ask permission first.
Ask permission.
And always remember, because a lot of people on Facebook were saying those rangers get a little authoritarian. It's like, well, one, it is their park if they are a ranger, and 2, this guy is not a ranger. He was,
Right.
but yeah, I have a feeling that that person was not where he should have been.
Just be kind.
Right.
Do as they say. These are stewards of our lands. These are stewards. They're there to protect. They're there to guard. And but like I said, I personally have never really had a problem. And if you're asked to leave, you just leave. Most people, I'd say almost all of us don't. Nobody has an issue. But it is an interesting question that comes up a lot because you don't see a lot of people doing amateur radio out in parks. And that's the beauty of POTA. We're going to get more amateur radio operators out there, so it becomes a natural thing. A lot of parks have standing agreements with amateur radio operators. Some states, like Michigan, the state parks on the air, we were the first program to actually be, I don't want to say prison, but to be, supported by the Michigan DNR. We were the first state park program to be supported by, to be put on with, in conjunction with. And I think the other one now is Vermont State Parks on the Air, which these state level programs all do operate underneath POTA. All of these state level programs, all these references, you can also submit them to POTA. But Vermont has an agreement with DNR. All the other states I'm not quite sure about. But I know those two, and we're very proud of it.
Did you ever say you are front
Good tip.
The national parks are very sensitive to broadcasters.
Okay.
So they will ask you, are you broadcasting? And the answer is no.
No.
It's just like CB radio or your police radio. It's 1-to-1.
Right. Good tip from M4CD up here in the front row. Don't say you're broadcasting. You're not broadcasting. They're gonna think that is commercial radio. You're transmitting. Akin to CB radio, if you'd like to put it that way. More people are more familiar with that. And honestly, it's really no different from sitting with your phone. I mean, you wouldn't need permission to go and fly a kite in a park, but we do sometimes feel like we need a permission to go and do radio in a park. But very important. Do not say that you're broadcasting. You're transmitting. Thank you for that. Appreciate that tip. So those are your activator challenges. Activator pro tips, safety first. You know, we say flag everything, no trip hazards, you don't want anybody to get hurt. Honestly, you're more likely to get injured or hurt driving on the way through these wild areas with deer and wildlife and trying to navigate on your phone, losing cell service, just trying to figure out where you are. I think that the safety issue starts the minute you turn the key in the car. So be careful of that. I've heard about activators like hitting deer and having to, and it was you, I think, were you in the UP and right? And hit a deer. Well, think about that. What are you going to do if this happens? What are you going to do if that happens? The beauty of operating portable, you're going places, you're doing things, you're expanding your brain. You got to think about a lot of different things. So the pro tip, first thing, safety first, please. Have a checklist. It's up to the obvious. How to stay organized. Monitor a weather radio. If you're anywhere that you think that weather might change quickly near a lake, lake effect is no joke. Near an ocean. Keep the data you need. Have it right down in front. Right. Print out your paper. Let them know. Letting you know what your grid square is, what your county is, anything else that you think that you'd like to know, and your POTA park number. Last thing you want to do is get to the park and call CT Parks on the air and not know which park number it is. You got to hope that someone comes on and gets you your park number and gets you spotted up right. Leaving time to tour the park, also very important. You don't want to operate from the valley shelter. You want to operate from the hilltop shelter. Band conditions, your battery. These are all things that you'll get with more experience of operating portable. Be clear on the rules, park rules, state laws, band plans. Really important. Make sure that if you're operating in other events, you're following the rules of that event. It can be a lot of things. You can do pizza parties in parks. You can do anything that can. There are many programs that dovetail nicely into POTA, including lighthouses, beaches. We have a lot of operators that operate multiple programs. Soda, right? The POTA soda, sure. Yeah. Oh, nothing like a POTA to SOTA contact. I had one of my first ones of those the other day on a mountain in California, and I was in Michigan. That was spectacular. Persistent, flexible. If it doesn't happen, it's not going to happen. But be flexible. Try different bands. Try different different modes. Multi-band, multi-mode activators. Make the cues. Additional items: how to keep yourself alive in the outdoors. Bug spray. I actually don't recommend bug spray anywhere around your equipment. It'll dissolve your foam. I like to use a thermosol myself. Sunscreen, sunshade, printed map if you're going to be someplace you don't know where you're at. I myself love atlases, your first aid kit, water, snacks, long power cord if you're going to use AC power. Great. So some pictures. Here's Pat, Alpha Zero Oscar, operating in a valley over in the Tioga State Forest. Ryan, Kilo Zero Alpha Tango Zulu out there in Oklahoma. Beautiful shot. You see his Hustler resonator, his custom-made mount there. He's got that thing all tuned up. Works great for him. It's narrow, but it works good. He gets out because he's in Missouri. Go a long way. 200 watts, too. K7CAR is our West Coaster. Boondocking, setting up his antenna farm all out there in those beautiful locations. Hard to catch him, though. We work during the day. The time change. We definitely have a preponderance of East Coast activity. I think someone is going to a amateur radio conference out there and try to promote and get more parks out there. But it's tough. It's tough for them to come and hear us. Yes.
You know what's tough about that? You're going on like UTC date.
Yeah, UTC date.
Okay.
It's rough, yeah?
Our day is ending when theirs is
Right?
getting in full swing.
Sure. It's 6 o'clock at 00 UTC. California parks are closed.
Wait a minute. On the East Coast, at 6 o'clock the park closes, you gotta leave. The guys on the left coast have 3 more hours to perform. It's not a problem, it's an advantage.
Very nice. Very nice. Now the problems are trying to get over the Rockies with the portable antenna, things
Right,
like that.
Exactly.
Those are the and low power and really it is the train and working the band trying to get over to where the chasers are. You can check the leaderboard, you can check the PPH, but you'll see a lot of our chasers, top chasers are 8s and 9s and BE3s. So there's Kent out there. Love to get a park to park from him. We have activations all year long. Blew my mind. So we've been running now with our database up and our spotter up for about a year. And it just blew up. I can't believe there are new call signs showing up on the spotter every day. It used to be a little game, and I knew everybody. When a new person showed up, it's you. Who are you? What are you doing here? And now it's just no big deal. It's another new person, another new person. Used to be we were all really on Facebook, and we all knew what was going on. So it got to be really exciting, and it has exploded. POTA by the numbers. You ready for this? So far in 2019, we've had over 110,000 views. We are 136 days into the year. We've had over 110,000 views. We've had 2,900 activations in 136 days. 2,900 activations. That averages out to, for every day of 2019, 812 views a day. POTA activators and chasers are making, right? Wow! You know, we operate all season, and I thought, okay, well, this is going to be the first winter season for POTA. It was crazy. It ramped up, it took off when the most climatologically cold part of the year is when this program just exploded. Here, over there, operating for Cena POTA, that's our Victor Echo 2 Golf Tango, big chaser up there, an activator. Here we are at Sterling State Park on the shore of Lake Erie.
It was cold.
It was very cold. This coal plant in the background. Coal plant in the background there. You can bring a friend, you can make new ones. There's Dixie and Richard. This is Jen. We love this picture. That was a magical moment that she shared with us as she was activating and posting on Facebook. We love that picture. So you can get more fun on our social media. Come to our Facebook page. We talk everything. You can go to the Slack channel. That's where most of the admins hang out. If you have technical questions, that's a good place for it. On Facebook, we love to show pictures. We love to tell stories. We love to talk about the compelling things that happened at our activation that day, the things that we saw, the funny things. Sometimes there's eyeball cues. Sometimes an activator will show up and surprise another activator. So it's real time, and we're there. There's also a lot of activators on Twitter and Instagram. Our social media was so fun, is so fun, because we can share our stories and our parks and our humor and our good times. And I wanted to just take a moment to talk about our friend Joe, who has passed. And Joe loved the parks the way that we love parks. We will miss him so much. He's so well known in so many circles. But as far as parks, he took us there. He would take us. He would write us a funny story. He would share his pictures. He would tell us the wonderful and beautiful things. He would take pictures of the trail maps. There's a lot of content there. Joe brought a lot to our program. And all he ever said was, come beef with me. And I did. And that he was the one, for many of us, that encouraged us to take a chance and get out there and operate CW. Joe will be so missed, but we will continue the legacy of loving parks and sharing our stories and advocating for amateur radio and, you know, being a good and fine operator. We thank Joe so much. His punny and sly humor, we will never be matched. This is Ratso, his mascot. This was his Cinco de Mayo operation, right? It was a lot of humor, so he will be missed. But we've got more people. This is Kendall. This is the little YL Whiskey 0 Kilo November Golf there, looking like She's ready to grind out some POTA cues on T-meter while Daddy takes down the HF station so they can book it to the next park. This is what it's about, and bringing people out into the parks, getting people out, seeing people, getting amateur radio exposure. This is what POTA's about. So this is the sweetest little picture, the sweetest little girl. Questions? Here we are. Thank you so much for listening to my enthusiastic presentation. I'll let Tom take the questions.
Oh, thank you. Before questions, there are evaluation sheets in the back, and they would really appreciate it if everyone would fill one out. And so would we, of course. Anyone have any questions? Yes, this is M4CD right in the front row. Do you want to tell us about your rig, Tom? Do you want to tell us about your rig?
People are wanting to know what you... Okay.
Catch Bob later.
Yeah, catch him later for sure.
Any other questions?
Come and see us. Come talk to us. We got to vacate this room by, what time?
15 minutes.
15 minutes or so. We may have some other... We're doing an activation tonight at Buck Creek from 6 to 10, or dark, weather permitting. Everybody is welcome to come to Buck Creek State Park. Ohio parks are free to enter and open until 11. We'd love to see you there. There's also a gathering at the Buccaneer.
Buccaneer. Be careful how you say that.
Say what part?
It's Buck Creek.
Buck Creek.
Buck Creek
State
State
Park.
Park.
Bravo, uniform, Charlie, Kilo.
Right, we're going to be there and hanging out. We'd love to have everybody come by. Bring your gear. Show your gear. We'd love to see your setup too. And then there's a gathering, the POTA.
It's about a mile south of here. Come by if you like 6 to whenever. Burgers, beers, brewskis, sarsaparillas, whatever you want. At Buccaneer, it's about a mile south on somebody 124. What is the name of that place? It's right in downtown Xenia where the little mall area is. You can't miss it. If you just Google Buccaneer,
Right?
you'll
Yeah.
find it.
You got a question?
Six.
Yes.
You have a question?
Yes.
It has to do with operating from trails.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have to operate from a point on the trail that is within a state or national park? Is that true or false? Or can it be any place along the trail that's got
Anywhere along the
access?
trail, within 100
You're
feet.
operating you are activating the trail. You are not activating the park.
Okay.
Okay,
So it doesn't have to be in a park. It could be on
Correct.
private
have
land,
to-
it could be on public land.
That's correct.
Okay.
But it has to be within 100 feet of the trail.
Right.
That's, okay.
So
That is not entirely clear. So thank
it's
you for
the
that.
same as it was for national parks on the air. If it's a historic trail, it's different than it is if it's an active trail like Appalachian, right? If you're activating the Appalachian Trail, you have to be within 100 feet of that trail, right? If you're activating the historic trail like Santa Fe, you have to be somewhere where there is evidence of its former existence, like down at Lone Elm, right? Where there's ruts or whatever. So,
Very good. Thank you.
yeah.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Oh, comment.
Comment.
Comment. So,
Introduce yourself.
I'm Ray, KC3 Romeo Whiskey, and this is my wife, K8VOX, and it was more to go along with our Facebook and everything like that. So, Facebook was very important to me because I can never track her. So I would just go on and I would get Facebook and I would say, okay, where's she at today? Oh, okay, she's in Pennsylvania today, or she's in Delaware, right? Or look, she went to Virginia this morning. So it offered another avenue for me to track her. And the other thing was, the group is as we've said, is so family oriented. I've gotten posts of like, hey, she missed her last part. Do you know anything? So I'd call on the phone and say, what's up? She said, I'm broken down in Pennsylvania.
Chasing parks on the roadside
Yes.
while waiting for AAA. Very nice. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming. Thank you for your support of POTA. Thank you.
Thank you.